There are moments in life when something unexplainable happens. You're sitting in silence, nothing unusual around you, yet suddenly his face returns to your mind, as if summoned by an invisible hand. Why now? Why him? Why does this memory arrive like a shadow from another world, even when he's been gone so long? What if this pull isn't just imagination? What if it's something deeper, hidden in the way your mind, your energy, and your heart are mysteriously connected? Carl Jung, one of the greatest psychologists, believed that what we ignore in the daylight often returns to us in dreams, symbols, and sudden thoughts. So when someone you thought you'd forgotten keeps reappearing in your inner world, could it be a sign of something unresolved? Or is it a quiet echo of your own unconscious, still calling out for closure? That is the puzzle we're going to uncover step by step. Because here's the unsettling truth. Even without his presence, your energy may still be tied to him. Like an unseen thread vibrating in the background, every thought you send fuels a connection you don't even realize you're feeding. And the more you feed it, the stronger it becomes. Jung said, "Where your attention goes, your energy flows." This means the very act of thinking about him, even in his absence, keeps giving life to a bond that perhaps only exists inside you now. But does that mean he feels it too? Is there some invisible exchange happening between your souls? Sometimes it truly feels that way. A song plays, and it seems to whisper his name. A dream surfaces, and it feels like he's near. Yet the mystery is this: these signs may not be proof of destiny. They may be proof of your own inner patterns, searching for what is familiar, even if it once hurt you. And here lies the first secret: you are not crazy, and you are not weak. You are experiencing the strange, but very real mixture of emotional wiring, energetic residue, and unconscious habit. But once you understand it, you can free yourself. Stay with me, because what I reveal next will show you how to turn this haunting pull into strength. And before we continue, if this already resonates, subscribe now to my channel SYC Soul and tap the bell icon. Don't miss the rest of this journey, because each step ahead will take you deeper into Jung's wisdom and into your own freedom. Think about it. Why is it that even when months pass, when life seems to have moved on, a single thought of him can still shake you? Isn't it strange how a person who is physically absent can still feel so present inside you? This is not mere coincidence. Carl Jung explained that the unconscious mind has its own way of holding on to unfinished stories, replaying them like hidden tapes. What you feel right now may not be about him at all, but about the space his absence left within you. Here's where the mystery deepens. Many confuse this intensity with destiny, believing that if the pull is so strong, it must mean the universe wants you together. But pause here. What if it isn't destiny? What if it's simply your nervous system clinging to what feels familiar? Even when the familiar once caused you pain, the mind often chooses it over the unknown, because the unknown feels unsafe. Strange, isn't it, that your brain would rather hold on to chaos than risk silence? This is why you may find yourself replaying old conversations, waiting for signs, or wondering if he still thinks of you. Yet Jung's teachings remind us, our thoughts trigger emotions, and those emotions release chemical reactions in the body. This creates a cycle, a cocktail of highs and lows that you can become addicted to without realizing it. Could it be that you're not longing for him at all, but addicted to the emotional roller coaster he created inside you? And here comes the hard question. Are you holding on because he's truly the one, or because your body hasn't yet learned how to exist without the waves of emotion he stirred? Be honest with yourself, because there is a world of difference between manifesting love and clinging to fear. Manifesting feels light, open, trusting. Clinging feels heavy, repetitive, draining. One expands you. The other traps you in a loop that slowly breaks you down. So listen carefully. The universe doesn't respond to the fantasy written in your mind. It responds to the energy vibrating from your heart. If you're vibrating with fear, loss, and desperation, you cannot attract love that is steady and secure. Jung warned us, what remains unconscious will direct your life, and you will call it fate. But fate can be rewritten. Stay close, because in the next steps, I'll show you how to shift your inner frequency so power begins flowing back to you. Now, let me ask you something that might unsettle you. When you think of him, what do you actually feel? Not what you hope he feels about you, not the story you tell yourself, but the raw emotion that rises in your body. Is it peace or is it tension? Does it expand you or drain you? This question is more powerful than you realize, because it reveals whether you are creating love or recreating fear. Carl Jung believed that the universe doesn't bend to our wish lists. It bends to our inner state. In other words, your reality doesn't mirror what you want. It mirrors what you are. If your inner world is vibrating with fear of loss, with the anxiety of not being chosen, then no matter how badly you want love, what you attract will only echo that same fear. This is why so many find themselves trapped in cycles of almost love, have commitments, or relationships that never feel safe. But here's the secret no one tells you. You don't have to wait for him to change. You don't even have to wait for closure. What you can change right here, right now, is your own vibration. Imagine this, a version of yourself who already feels loved, respected, safe. Imagine stepping into a relationship where you are free to be fully yourself, without guessing, without begging, without shrinking. Don't give this vision his face. Don't give it his name. Simply let your body feel what it's like to be loved in this way. Because the moment your body learns this new emotional language, it stops craving the old one. The invisible thread that tied you to him begins to loosen, not because you forced it, but because you've shifted to a new frequency that no longer matches the past. And when that shift happens, something incredible unfolds. The right people, the right opportunities, the right love, those aligned with your worth, begin to appear naturally, almost effortlessly. And yes, sometimes that means he grows with you. Other times it means he fades away, making space for someone who fits the person you are becoming. But either way, you win. Because for the first time, you're no longer depending on his return to feel whole. Stay with me, because the next part will take us deeper into the most haunting question of all. Does he think of me too? Have you ever felt it, a sudden shiver in your chest? A thought that comes out of nowhere, as if he might be thinking of you at the very same moment. It's one of the most mysterious experiences, and it makes you wonder, are thoughts connected across distance? Or is it just your own longing echoing back inside your mind? Carl Jung spoke of something extraordinary, the idea of the collective unconscious. It's like an invisible ocean of energy and symbols connecting all of us. If that's true, then perhaps when you think of him so intensely, that signal does ripple outward. And maybe, just maybe, he catches a piece of it like a whisper on the wind. But here's where the mystery gets deeper. Sometimes what feels like his energy is actually your own unconscious playing tricks, showing you the reflection of your own desire. So, is he really thinking of you? The honest answer is, not always. Sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't. But the powerful thing to notice is how your body responds to the possibility. That hope, that spark, that sudden wave of emotion, that's proof of your own energy searching for connection. And here lies the key. The more you focus on whether he feels it, the more you lose sight of the one person whose energy you can truly shape yourself. Jung warned that we often project our own hidden desires onto others. This means you might be mistaking your own longing for a signal from him. It feels real, but it might simply be your inner self, crying out to be seen, healed, and valued. Isn't that fascinating? That sometimes the ghost we chase is really our own reflection? And before I take you even deeper, let me pause and turn to you directly. If what I'm sharing resonates, if these truths feel like they're speaking directly to your heart, tell me in the comments. Where in the world are you watching this from right now? I'd love to know. And if you admire the effort I put into bringing Jung's wisdom alive for you, let me know that too. It helps me continue creating content like this for you. Now stay close, because in the next part, we'll uncover why letting go feels almost impossible, and what secret shift finally makes it possible. Why is it that letting go feels so impossible, even when logic tells you it's the right thing to do? You try to distract yourself. You remind yourself of the pain, yet one memory can pull you back like quicksand. The answer lies in something Carl Jung often spoke about. The unconscious doesn't let go of symbols until they are fully understood. To your unconscious, he isn't just a person, he has become a symbol, a mirror of your desires, fears, and unfinished stories. This is why forgetting him feels like erasing a part of yourself. You are not only losing a person, you are losing the version of you that existed in that connection. And the unconscious resists, because it believes there's still something important left to learn. Until you uncover that lesson, your mind will keep circling back, as though some chapter remains open. Think of it this way. Your thoughts are like a river. When the current flows freely, the water is clear and alive. But when it gets stuck behind a dam of unresolved emotion, it swirls endlessly in one place. That's what happens with your memories of him. They keep replaying not because you want them to, but because the current is blocked. Jung believed that what you resist persists. The harder you push the memories away, the tighter they cling, because the lesson remains unclaimed. But here's the hope. The very moment you understand why you're holding on, the grip begins to loosen. Maybe he represented safety you never had before. Maybe he awakened a part of your soul that still longs to grow. Or maybe he mirrored an old wound you were finally meant to heal. Whatever the reason, once the unconscious brings it into awareness, the cycle begins to dissolve. And that's why this journey isn't just about him. It's about you. It's about uncovering the hidden truth your soul is asking you to face, so you can free yourself and finally step forward lighter, clearer, stronger. If you've been resonating with what I've shared so far, now is the perfect time to subscribe to my channel, SYC Soul. Like this video and tap the notification bell. That way you won't miss the upcoming parts of this series, where we'll go even deeper into Jung's wisdom and uncover tools you can actually use to heal and transform. And share this with someone who might need it, because we never know whose life can shift from a single insight. Stay with me, because what comes next will reveal the hidden reason why some bonds feel almost supernatural, as though they were written before time itself. Have you ever felt that certain connections are almost supernatural, as if they were written long before you even met? You meet someone, and in an instant, there's a pull of familiarity you can't explain. It feels as though your soul already knows theirs, like pages of a book you've read before. Is this destiny? Or is it something hidden deep in the human psyche? Carl Jung believed in something he called synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that carry messages from the unconscious. When you meet someone and the timing feels too precise, when you notice strange signs surrounding the connection, it can feel like the universe itself is confirming that bond. But here's the twist. Synchronicities don't always point to forever. Sometimes they arrive to awaken you, to push you toward a lesson your soul needs, even if that person doesn't stay in your life. This is why the bond feels supernatural, because it's not just about two people, it's about what your deeper self is trying to reveal. Jung believed that our relationships mirror parts of our psyche. When a connection feels magnetic, it's often because the other person reflects both your light and your shadow qualities you desire, fear, or deny within yourself. That reflection creates the electric spark that feels destined, yet it's really a call for you to look inward. And this explains why letting go feels unbearable. It's not only him you're holding on to, it's the parts of yourself he awakened. Perhaps he mirrored your vulnerability, your longing for safety, your hunger for passion, or even your hidden wounds. To lose him feels like losing those pieces of yourself again. But the truth is, Those pieces were always yours. He simply showed them to you. Isn't it mysterious, then, that the bond which feels supernatural may actually be the universe's way of guiding you back to yourself? This is why Jung warned that we must pay attention to the figures who disturb us most deeply, because they often hold the key to our own transformation. So ask yourself, was this bond meant to last, or was it meant to awaken? The answer may change everything. Stay with me, because in the next part, we'll uncover the hidden shadow side of longing, the dangerous loop that keeps you waiting for him, even when your soul is asking you to rise. Longing feels romantic, doesn't it? The waiting, the hoping, the endless daydreams of reunion. It can almost feel poetic. But Carl Jung warned that hidden inside longing is a dangerous shadow, one that can quietly take control of your life without you realizing it. The shadow is the part of ourselves we don't want to see, the fears, insecurities, and hidden desires we push down. But here's the truth. When you long obsessively for someone, often it isn't them you're chasing. It's your own shadow calling out for recognition. The emptiness you feel when he's gone may not be about his absence at all. It may be the echo of an inner wound you've carried long before he ever appeared. Think about it. The desperate hope that he'll return, the ache when he doesn't, the cycle of imagining signs and searching for meaning. These aren't just about him. They are about the part of you that feels unseen, unloved, unworthy. That part hides in your shadow, and it attaches itself to him because he once made it feel alive. But here's the twist. When you attach your healing to his return, you give your shadow the power to control you, and it will keep you waiting forever. Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Isn't that haunting? The feeling that destiny has tied you to him may actually be your own shadow looping the same story again and again until you finally face it. This is why longing feels so endless. It's not about the man, it's about the part of your soul begging you to notice it. But here's the hopeful part. Once you face your shadow, the spell begins to break. The longing loosens, the cycle weakens, and what once felt like destiny starts to look like a mirror. You begin to see clearly. He was a chapter, not the whole story. The shadow no longer controls you because you've taken back the pen. Strange, isn't it? That the pain of missing him could actually be the doorway to finding yourself. And once you walk through that doorway, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your energy shifts, your vibration changes, and life starts responding in ways you never imagined. Stay close, because in the next part, we'll uncover how this shift in energy doesn't just free you from the past. It begins attracting something far more powerful than longing: true alignment. What happens when you finally loosen the grip of longing? When you stop feeding the endless cycle of waiting and wondering, something almost magical begins to take place. Your energy shifts. And when your energy shifts, reality itself responds in ways that feel almost otherworldly. Carl Jung believed that the purpose of life was individuation, the process of becoming whole. This means integrating the lost, hidden, and broken pieces of yourself into one complete being. Every relationship, especially the ones that haunt us, serves this purpose. They pull forward the unhealed parts of us, forcing us to look at what we've avoided. And once we integrate those pieces, we stop looking for completion outside of ourselves. That is the turning point, because the moment you stop seeking to be filled, you begin to radiate wholeness. And here lies the mystery. Life mirrors wholeness back to you. Instead of attracting partners who echo your wounds, you begin attracting people and experiences that reflect your worth. No more chasing, no more begging, no more trying to prove your value. The energy of alignment is effortless, like a river flowing smoothly after the dam has been lifted. You don't need to force love. It begins arriving naturally, like it's been waiting for you all along. Isn't it fascinating? The same bond that once felt like a curse can become your greatest blessing if you let it guide you inward instead of outward. The ache for him becomes the map to yourself. And once you reach that place of alignment, you no longer wonder, does he think of me? Instead, you ask, do I think of me? Do I honor myself? Do I choose love that reflects my truth? This is where freedom begins, because aligned energy doesn't chase, it attracts. It doesn't cling, it trusts. And it doesn't settle for crumbs. It waits for the feast it knows it deserves. But there's still one more mystery to uncover. If alignment is so powerful, why do so many of us slip back into the old patterns, even after glimpsing our worth? The answer lies in the pull of comfort and the unconscious fear of change. And in the next part, we'll explore how to guard your energy so you never fall back into the old trap again. Here's the strange thing about growth. Just when you finally begin to feel free, the past often tries to call you back. A song, a memory, even a message you didn't expect can stir the old feelings again. And suddenly, the grip you thought you'd escaped begins to tighten. Why does this happen? Why does the past echo so loudly, even when the present is calling you toward freedom? Carl Jung would say, this is the unconscious testing you. Growth isn't a single step, it's a cycle. Each time you break free, life will bring back the old symbol, almost as if to ask, are you sure you're done? Are you truly ready to rise? And this is why protecting your new energy is so important. Without protection, the old pattern can slip back in quietly, convincing you it's destiny, when in truth, it's only repetition. So how do you protect your energy? First, by awareness. When the old longing resurfaces, don't fight it. Notice it. Say to yourself, this is just the echo of an old wound, not a sign of my future. That single shift takes away its power. Second, by replacing the pattern. Energy doesn't disappear, it transforms. Instead of feeding the old thought, feed a new vision. Imagine the love you deserve, the peace you crave, the freedom your soul longs for. Let your body feel that instead of replaying his memory. Over time, your system rewires itself, and the old cycle loses its grip. And third, by surrounding yourself with reminders of who you are becoming, not who you were. Jung believed that symbols shape the unconscious. So fill your life with symbols of strength, growth, and beauty. Music that uplifts you, words that empower you, spaces that inspire you. Each of these becomes a shield for your new energy. Strange, isn't it? That the very thing which once haunted you can become the training ground for your transformation. What once felt like chains can turn into wings if you guard your energy with intention. Now stay with me, because in the final part we'll tie everything together. The mystery of longing, the wisdom of Jung, and the path toward freedom. So you walk away, not just understanding, but empowered to live differently. There comes a moment, a quiet but powerful one, when you realize the mystery was never about him at all. Every vision, every echo, every unanswered question was pointing you back to yourself. Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And perhaps that is the secret you were meant to uncover. It was never fate holding you hostage. It was your own unspoken patterns, your own unseen energy. But now, you see the strings that once pulled you, and because you see them, you can cut them. You're no longer asking, does he think of me? Instead, you are asking, what do I feel when I think of him? And does that feeling serve the woman I am becoming? That shift changes everything. The truth is, real freedom doesn't come when he returns or when he finally answers. It comes when you stop waiting for answers at all. It comes when you write your own story instead of replaying his silence. And when you live like that, centered, radiant, unshaken, you stop attracting people who feed on your doubts. You begin attracting those who rise to meet your light. This is not theory. This is power you can feel. Each time you choose yourself, you reprogram your energy. Each time you honor your worth, you send out a signal so clear the universe cannot ignore it. And from that place, love stops being a chase. It becomes an invitation. And here's the most mysterious twist of all. When you finally stop waiting for him, you don't just find peace, you often find that life gives you more than you ever dared to imagine. Sometimes that means he returns, transformed. Sometimes it means someone new arrives, someone already aligned with your soul. Either way, you are no longer empty. You are whole. So if you've walked with me this far, ask yourself one final question. Am I ready to stop orbiting someone else and become the sun of my own world? Because once you do, your story changes forever. If this journey spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe and join me here. Together, we'll keep uncovering the mysteries of the soul, the heart, and the unseen forces shaping our lives.